Hello and welcome to the final episode of the semester here for Around the Acorn, where today we're going to delve into some national topics, a little bit of Elon topics, and then we'll get into some segments. I'm Charlie Eldridge here, joined by Griffin Scissors and Riley Marchand, and today we're going to start it off with a little bit of college football. Recently there's been a lot of discourse of whether Texas should be allowed into the college football playoff. They've made a fuss about it on Twitter. Their fans certainly have everywhere. But I'm going to ask you guys, what do you think? Should they be allowed into the playoffs? Griffin, I'm going to start with you.
I think Texas has been playing a little better the last couple of weeks. Arch has been looking a little rough, not quite living up to that Manning name. You know, he's had 24 touchdowns, but 7 interceptions. They beat Texas A&M last week, which was that was huge, crazy upset. They have 3 losses to the season, 2 of which are to the number 1 teams in their selective conferences, which is still, I don't know. It's Ohio State and Georgia, but I think everything else, I think they should be in the playoffs. Horns down.
Riley, what do you think?
I don't know about that. I feel like I disagree. If you lose to the 2 top teams in their respective conferences, I feel like that's a pretty telling factor that you should not be in the college football playoffs, because you're going to be playing teams of that caliber throughout the whole thing. So if they did, they would probably get knocked out first round. I know they just beat A&M, but one lucky win, I don't know if that's enough to propel you into the playoffs.
Yeah, and I honestly got to agree with you that I don't think they should be allowed into the playoffs. You can't lose to 4-8 Florida when you're ranked. You can't lose to the Billy Napier-led Florida Gators in the Big 2025 and be allowed into the college football playoff. And I feel like that's the win. Yes, the win at Texas A&M, or the win against Texas A&M certainly was impressive, but you can't count that loss out. I mean, you can't lose to that bad of a team and then go ahead and argue that you should be in the college football playoff. I mean, that just does not work in any way, shape, or form. So I don't think they should be in the college football playoff, but, you know, I just think that Florida loss should take everything out. But staying in college football, the playoffs coming up, of course, as we just talked about. Who do you guys think is going to take it all this year? Who's going to win this 12-team playoff format? Riley, I'll start with you.
Give me Indiana to win it all. I'm not much of a college football fan, but I just want I don't even know if they're considered an underdog, but like dark horse kind of. Dark horse team to win. They're 12-0. It's their first undefeated season, I'm pretty sure, ever in being in college football, which is awesome. They're number 2 in the college football playoff rankings, and they're just one of the most complete teams we've seen so far this year, and I would way rather them win than Ohio State, because I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Ohio State. So it'd be cool to see it. Isn't their coach is the former Elon head coach, right?
Yeah. Kurt Cignetti used to be coach at Elon.
So, You know what? That'd be cool. Cheering for Indiana.
Griffin, what do you think?
I'm a Hoosiers fan. I'm going to go IU all the way. I actually saw them just absolutely kill Purdue last week, and it was awesome. Cignetti really knows what he's doing, and Heisman Doza with his little brother Alberto, they're totally tearing it up. Really making a name for themselves. And I think Ohio State doesn't really compete to their kind of completion of a team.
We'll certainly see when they play each other on Saturday in the Big Ten matchup. But my pick, honestly, I'm going to go against you guys. I'm going to keep it in the Big Ten. I'm going to say Ohio State. You just can't argue with Ohio State. Ohio State, they're the number 1 team in the country, right? They're coming off of a national championship. Julian Sain is having a Heisman year. Jeremiah Smith is Jeremiah Smith. They are playing like one of the best teams in the country. And some may argue, maybe your schedule isn't as competitive in that aspect. But, they just beat number 15 Michigan on the road. They gave them a respectable whooping, I would say. It was not close, 27-9. They're contenders. And I honestly think that if they keep this form and they keep going the way that they've been going, they should be able to win this college football playoff without a doubt in my mind. I don't think Indiana is just experienced enough. We saw them last year in the playoff. They got destroyed by Notre Dame. It wasn't even close. I just don't think they could really keep it close with. Of course, they beat Oregon, but Oregon's kind of having a down year. So those are just my thoughts. I think it should be Ohio State personally, but it'll be certainly an interesting playoff.
Great game.
It's going to be a great game. Really, of course, fun. The Big Ten championship on Saturday. Oh, yeah. But we're going to shift into the professional league. We're going to go to the NFL. Certainly, we're at basically almost the end of the season at this point, around 4 or 5 games left to play for all these teams. Who has been your biggest surprise? That could be a team, could be a player, Who do you guys think has been your biggest surprise, Griffin? I'll start with you.
The Bears. I'm gonna be honest. I don't like Caleb Williams. I have no reason behind it. I just don't really like him. He's been balling out. I like DJ Moore a lot. A lot of people give me grief for that one. I'm a big DJ Moore fan, and DeAndre Swift has been tearing it up in the backfield too. And the Bears they're 9-3. The last time they were 9-3 was probably in the 80s. I mean, Bears they've been pretty bad recently. I'm a Chicago sports hater, but it's good to see them kind of killing it where they are. And then I also want to talk about the Panthers for a second. They're not great this year, but they're a hell of a lot better than they're supposed to be.
They beat the number 1 team.
Yeah,
in the NFC just the other day.
Yeah,
that was a great game.
I think the Panthers within the next year or two are going to start looking like a real football team.
Yeah, Riley, what do you think? Biggest surprise?
You stole my exact answer. So I was going to say the Bears, and then I was going to say it's not Caleb Williams. It's not him. Why they're good? I don't think.
Really?
No, it's their defense. I think the defense is like the only. Caleb Williams is not a good quarterback.
Whoa.
I do not.
Okay, that is not.
I do not think he's. I do not think he is the sole reason why the Bears are good. I think the defense is carrying him, and I think without their defense, they would not be as good as they are.
I mean, you'd have to argue he took a huge leap offensively this year.
Yeah. I mean, he's no Drake May, but like.
No, of course. But, I mean, under the new head coach, Ben Johnson, who's an offensive mastermind, of course, I mean, he's taken a
He's okay.
huge. You think he's okay?
He's okay.
Really?
Take away his defense, he's not good.
Take away any team's
defense. Take away any team's defense.
Okay, make his defense less good. He's not as good as. They're not 9-3.
I mean, a lot of teams aren't good without a defense.
Oh my God. Okay.
I mean, Tom Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, but there's so many Super Bowls he wouldn't have won without that great defense.
No, I'm just saying.
All right.
I just don't think he's. I think there's too much hype. There's too much hype to Caleb Williams, just like there was when he was drafted. Too much hype.
I would agree with that.
Thank you.
I would agree with that.
I mean, well, speaking of Ben Johnson, coming over from the Lions, my biggest surprise this season is the Lions. They've been incredibly disappointing this season. I mean, I thought this would be the year. Everyone thought this would be the year. They're sitting at 8-5, and after the other night, just barely pulling it off against the Cowboys. This does not look like a team that could compete for a Super Bowl this season. I don't think that they have the potential to go all the way like we have seen them in the past few seasons developing. I think they really took a big hit losing their offensive and defensive coordinators in this offseason. I just don't think they've been a really surprising team in the fact that they're surprisingly bad. I just don't think they've been good this year, and I don't really see it picking up, and I don't really see them getting far. They even sit outside of the playoffs right now. So there's really no telling if they'll even make the playoffs because the Bears are better than them, the Packers are better than them, they're obviously better than the Vikings, but
we don't talk about the Vikings.
The Lions just have not been good this season, and that's honestly surprising to me.
Yeah.
That's
I would
fair.
say so.
Yeah.
That was surprising.
Matthew
Stafford, he's just.
Stafford's. Yeah.
Oh, Matthew Stafford, Jared Goff.
No,
Sorry.
Jared Goff.
Both of them are great.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I don't know how Stafford. I don't know how Stafford's doing what he's doing, but.
Yeah, well, speaking of Matthew Stafford,
there you go.
We've been talking a lot. There's been a lot of discussions about the MVP this season as we wind down. There's been select few guys that everyone thinks should win. Everyone has their player. But who do you guys think it should be as NFL MVP this season?
Okay, I'm going to say Drake May. And I know a bunch of people are going to say Matthew Stafford, but this is my argument. Ready? Drake May right now in his stats beats Matthew Stafford in almost every MVP quarterback set that you could look at. He beats him in passing yards. He beats him in turnover ratio, completion percentage, EPA by a huge margin, team success, advanced downfield metrics, and he's also the number one MVP odds right now on, I'm pretty sure, almost every single MVP odds site that you could look at. And he's also number one in Pro Bowl voting right now. And I know Stafford has more touchdowns and less interceptions, which the less interceptions thing, I totally give that to Stafford. That is a pretty big feat, I would say, when you look at who's going to win MVP. But with the touchdowns, look at who Matthew Stafford has a wide receiver room, and look at who Drake May has. Kayshon Boutte, Stephon Diggs,
Mac Hollins,
and then look at Matthew Stafford.
Devontae, Puka. Puka alone is just unbelievable.
And the fact that he's beating him in everything except for touchdowns and interceptions with that wide receiver room in his second year compared to a veteran who has probably one of the best wide receivers rooms in the
I'd
whole
argue one of
country.
the best offenses we've seen in the last decade.
I'm just saying.
I mean,
Give the man his flowers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm on the Drake May train, obviously. Drake May he's my saving grace right now. But aside from that, I mean, like Riley said, he's working with some.
The guy who wears no shoes,
Yeah, Mac Hollins. He's like a history professor on Instagram. I love his Instagram. And then Kayshawn Booty. I mean, Diggs, who's he's crazy, but he's good. And no one was really expecting that. But I'm really glad it's turned out well. And I think the last couple of weeks when Ramondre was hurt and Travion was in there, I think that was giving. So I was think that was giving Drakey Bear a pretty good rest, which was nice. But yeah, Stafford. I think the one thing that is kind of holding me back from saying he's that much closer in the MVP race, he cannot scramble or move at all.
But he's 38.
Yeah, with a back injury.
Listen.
I feel like the mobility.
No, of course, but
of anyone, I think mobility makes or breaks.
Okay.
And I think
Tom
I'm
Brady
gonna
never had mobility,
argue
he's
with
the
you
GOAT.
that on there.
okay, yeah, but
I'm gonna give you who I think are the two greatest quarterbacks of all time: Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. Those guys had zero mobility, zero. Those guys could not run to save their lives, and they'll be the first ones to tell you that they could not.
No,
run.
they couldn't.
I feel listen, in today's day and age, yes, is mobility very important in a quarterback? It is, but it's not everything. I mean, if you're a good pocket passer who can get open receivers, who can find your guys down the field, and that's what Matthew Stafford has been doing this season. I love Drake May. I think he will be a top 3 player, a top 3 quarterback for the next 10 years. Don't get me wrong. I just think this year, Matthew Stafford has just been showing out. Matthew Stafford has been winning games against tough teams, right? The Panthers game was an exception. He didn't have the greatest game, but Drake May hasn't had a perfect game every single game of the season. And I think you just got to realize
Debatable.
Listen. The Rams are playing tougher teams. You have to admit that.
Yeah, the Patriots
You have to
schedule.
admit that.
The Patriots have a
The main
cotton
argument
candy schedule.
against the Drake May MVP case that I'm making right now is I want to see him.
Drake the schedule May.
Drake the schedule May. Yes, I want to see him get
Funny.
it done against consistently better teams.
Tampa Bay and the
he
Bills.
didn't. That's 2 teams.
I know.
They played 13 games. That's 2 teams.
Hey,
He struggled against the Bengals.
I'm pretty sure though half of the teams we've played are above 500.
I'm just saying.
It's out.
I'm just
not
saying.
that bad.
Anyway, moving on, right?
Yeah.
We're going to shift it over to the NBA. A little underway. We're about 20 games into the season so far. We're going to keep on that surprise train. Who has been your biggest surprise, whether that be player, team, anybody? Griffin, I'll start out with you.
Pistons went on a 13-game win streak. That was pretty cool to watch.
Didn't the Celtics end that, right?
Yeah, I think so. Sorry. Also, OKC's 21-1, I believe. That's pretty crazy too. Coming off, they won the chip last year, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Shea won MVP. Shea's so cool. I also want to highlight that LeBron lost his 10-plus point game streak. That's insane.
Yeah.
He's held that up since 2007.
Yeah.
I was
Okay.
1 year old.
I wasn't even 1 yet.
Yeah,
It was
like,
January of 2007.
oh yeah, I wasn't even 1.
Yeah.
That's so insane.
It's interesting. The last time that he didn't score 10 points, Obama wasn't even in office yet.
Jesus.
Night of the Museum was the #1 movie in the box office.
That's a great movie.
It is a great movie, but I'm just
phenomenal
saying how old that
I miss
streak
Robin
is.
Williams.
I do too.
Didn't he lose it in Canada though? So he still has it in the United States. Think about it.
You should really go work for ESPN with that statistic. All right.
Looking a little
Who's your biggest surprise, Riley?
Derek White. I'm not trying to be a biased Celtics fan, but we lost Jason Tatum. I wouldn't say Jaylen Brown has all season lived up to becoming the #1 guy. He's definitely been doing good as of late, but I feel like in the beginning of the season he didn't wow everybody. Do you know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm right on that, but I don't know. I just like Derek White. We've seen him. He's had a bunch of big, high-scoring games against good teams, and he's just taken that step from coming into the Celtics a few years ago and just being that extra guy that they looked for off of the pass or a good defensive guy, and now he's actually taken stuff into his own hands and gone big point games for himself, and he's just been awesome.
Yeah, mega mind.
Yeah. I'm gonna say the Pistons, right? I mean, they had a great season last year, made the playoffs for the first time in a while. And Cade Cunningham is just unbelievable. He's great. He is a future MVP, I think. He should be in the running this year for MVP. But they're the first seed in the East. I knew they would come out swinging, but I didn't think it would be this hard. I didn't think they would come out and become the number 1 seed. Of course, as you mentioned, they had a streak that did get ended in the play-in tournament. But, I mean, from really, we know the last couple seasons, the play-in tournament doesn't equal success. Yeah. But, yeah, I think the Pistons just have been so good. I mean, they've been incredible. They've been a lot better than a lot of people, a lot of analysts, everybody thought they would be. But that's just been my biggest prize this season for the NBA. So we're going to move now back into college football a little bit, where we're going to keep it here on campus. Elon football. I know you guys have probably seen it all over Instagram. Players posting, entering the transfer portal. Landon Clark entering, TJ Thomas entering, Jesse Powell entering, all these guys, Isaiah Furman, just to name a few, leaving the team. Coming off of a 6-6 season, what does this mean for the future of this team?
This is so hard to say, but if we have really good players that come in here and have a really good season when they're young in their career because of NIL, I feel like there's not a future ever, period, because they're just going to leave because of how the transfer portal works, trying to get money. If you come to the CAA and you have a ball out year like Landon Clark did, or Isaiah Furman or TJ Thomas or any of those players, why would you stay here? Because you could go get money, like much more money somewhere else, and also get more like media coverage if you can make it into Power 5 or Power 4, whatever you want to think about it. Like, I don't know what we're going to do. Obviously, we've already brought in a lot of new people. It's all over the football Instagram. We have a lot of new people coming out of the team. And we're probably going to have people just like Landon Clark and like TJ Thomas and Isaiah Furman come in next year and do the same thing. Hopefully. But then guess what? They're probably just going to leave again. So I don't know. I think mid-major schools are stuck in like a reoccurring like circle of we get a good player, they leave. We get a good player. So I don't know.
Like Shane Gillis.
Huh?
Shane Gillis used to play football at Elon. Yeah. That's for another story. I mean,
I think it's pretty simple. I think you just got to keep finding new guys. And if Elon becomes known as the school that just kind of farms these good young players and just sells them out, or they sell out to like larger schools, so be it. I mean, obviously it's not what any of us want, but I mean, it could be worse.
Jeff York to the league though.
Yeah,
draft?
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I think he'll get drafted.
Yeah. I think the biggest problem in a lot of it is, just the FCS landscape, is it's so hard to retain good talent when, like you mentioned earlier, after they have a good season, they could just pack up and leave, go to FBS, go to a program that's going to get them exposure, going to get them more NIL money. And I think it's really tough. You got to hit the transfer portal, of course. You got to bring in these guys. We saw a lot of these guys that we brought in last year, who are now some of them transferring, were really the focal point of this team this season at the start, even at the end. I think you really need to hit the transfer portal hard. Recruiting is a must. You really have to get on that recruiting trail. Make sure you're bringing these guys in. But it's going to be interesting to see how this team shapes and goes over the next couple of seasons. We're going to see, we see a lot of our offense is leaving in the transfer portal. Landon Clark, TJ Thomas, Isaiah Furman, guys like that. Defense, some of them are leaving. Jesse Powell, Kamari Brown.
Emerson Baker.
Yep, Emerson Baker, he plays offense. But James Hamilton on that special teams end, and Jeff York as well. But it's going to be interesting to see how we kind of bounce back from this and how we move into next season with that different mentality. So that's going to be it for our first segment, just going over national takes. We'll go to break real quick, and then we'll come back with our hot take segment. Welcome back in. Hope you enjoyed your break. We're going to come back and start with a little hot take segment. We'll get it started first. Griffin, you want to start us off? Give us a hot take, and you'll have about 60 seconds to defend it before we can start interjecting.
I think Jameis Winston needs the spotlight more often. I think he's so fun to watch, not necessarily in a good way, but he brings in numbers, and you start for the Giants. Who were they playing last week?
The Patriots. On Monday Night Football.
No. What was it, 2 weeks ago? Whatever.
The Lions?
Yeah, it was that one, I think. He almost won. He almost won. I think that's enough to get. I love Jameis. He's so fun. He's friggin' hilarious. And I think he just balls out in a real special way. And I don't think people appreciate that as much as they should.
I just don't even know how to argue that.
I love
This is
Jameis Winston, man.
Winston.
I love Jameis Winston.
All right, I'll argue it. He's way too inconsistent to be an NFL quarterback. He has terrible decision making. Yes, he can throw it downfield, but
He's got a rocket arm,
funny,
man.
but
he's a man who got a 30-30 season, 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions.
Yeah.
Hey, man,
That's
Shohei had
crazy.
50-50.
I
I would argue,
the same. That is not the same. Jameis Winston.
How did this even come to your mind?
Jameis
I love
Winston
Jameis
does not
Winston.
need the spotlight because he's not a starting quarterback.
I think
yeah,
he should
he's
be.
the second guy. Right?
Well, yes, but he's still.
number
He should. I don't think he should be a starter for any NFL team. Other
I-
than maybe
I'd
the
like-
Vikings.
I'd like to
Nah,
say-
the Jets. I'd even
Dude,
take
the
Justin
Vikings
Fields over him.
Dude, that's crazy. I think the Vikings could really benefit from some James
I think
magic.
JJ McCarthy just needs to like fix his.
I think
mindset.
he
he'll be
should
fine.
get fired from the league personally.
Okay, wow.
Yeah. We didn't talk about this now. Sorry.
Jameis Winston. I just don't see it.
I think he would
don't.
be a really good host on like a football show.
Oh well, because we've already seen him do that, so
Oh.
he should maybe stick to that.
Okay, then go back
Yeah,
to that.
probably.
My hot take is he should stop playing football. Anyway, my hot take, I'm going to go out and say it. I talked about the Lions as my surprise. I'm going to talk about him again. They need to move on from Jared Goff. He is not going to take them over the hump. He's not going to get him there. They got him about 4 seasons ago,
Yeah, something like that.
and the furthest they've gotten is losing in the NFC Championship, and they've been wildly inconsistent ever since then. I don't think he's a Super Bowl caliber quarterback. I don't think he is. The reason he got the Rams to the Super Bowl all those years ago is because of that great defense, Todd Gurley, bless his soul,
God.
and that entire team that Sean McVay schemed up. It wasn't Jared Goff. All right, there was a reason he was traded to the Lions, and there's a reason why once the Rams traded him away, they won a Super Bowl. He's not that guy. He can't win a Super Bowl. I don't think he'll lead the Lions anywhere near winning a Super Bowl. And I think as they go on and on, as they're missing their window. They're missing their window with all these young guys if they keep Jared Goff at quarterback. He just can't get it done. He's not a good playoff performer, and I just don't see him getting it done.
I think he's a good locker room guy, though. I think he has a lot of good leadership.
A locker room guy isn't going to win you a Super
No,
Bowl,
I'm
especially
just-
at quarterback.
I
I'm
really
just
like
trying to
your
argue.
take, actually.
Okay.
I really like
I
that.
like Jared Goff. You know.
I never said
I
he's.
feel like he's a really good guy, and I feel like he puts a lot of passion and effort into it.
That is
And I
great.
feel like he
That is
does-
great, but
no,
it's not going to win you a
okay,
Super Bowl.
I feel like he's
can't
done.
finish
I
it.
feel like
You
he's
just
done
can't finish the game.
enough. I feel like he's done enough in the past 3 seasons to stay for at least another year.
Okay, but do you want a Penn State situation where you're just consistently getting to, like,
almost
No,
to
obviously.
almost there.
and then you
But
don't
would
get
you
there?
rather be almost there or be the New York Jets?
Okay, taking Jared Goff
That's
out of the Lions is
crazy,
not going to make
first of
them
all.
the New York Jets.
Okay, but it's
They have an
significantly
incredible
going to make them
offense.
worse, in my opinion.
It is not. Okay.
No.
Okay, let's
They,
say.
they have elite
If
weapons.
you give them
dude.
Jameis Winston, the Lions are not going to be as good as they are right now.
I would disagree,
I mean,
dude. I would
I agree
disagree.
with that, yes,
Thank
but
you, there we go.
I'm just saying I don't think Jared Goff is a top 15 quarterback in the NFL.
Oh.
I disagree with that.
I don't think he is.
I disagree.
Interesting.
I think he's definitely top
I mean,
15.
if you've seen his receivers, right? You've seen his defense. There's the reason why they win games is because that entire
Touch.
Jared Goff is not. He's a system quarterback.
That's like, okay, that's like saying Brock Purdy's a system quarterback, because he is. Put Brock
Yes,
Purdy
'cause he
where
is.
Mac Jones was on that Patriots season, Brock Purdy would suck.
I would argue.
Okay, now we're arguing about Mac Jones. That's not relevant. I'm
You're
just
talking
trying
about
to.
Mac
Okay,
I'm just
like
talking
that.
about system quarterbacks.
System
right
quarter-
now.
yes.
I don't think he's a system quarterback.
you think Goff could create on his own without a good coaching staff?
No.
No, he's a system quarterback.
I think he.
And listen, there's nothing wrong with being a system quarterback. There's a lot of great players that have been system quarterbacks, but he is not good enough.
I think he's right now where Big Kirko was a couple of years ago. I think he's good, but it's like
It's not enough.
can't really,
You need to
you
move
can't
on.
really
You
do
need to
much
move
better.
on.
You got to find a new team, and I think you just got to stick with them until you retire. And I don't know. I think he's got 4 or 5 seasons left.
In his career?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's 31.
Yeah.
He's not getting any better.
No, and yeah,
I think after this season, if they don't at least reach the Super Bowl,
Oh, they're not going to reach.
he's mayonnaise. They're looking for some
They gotta
Chipotle
get him out.
aioli, dude. Hey man, it makes sense.
he's not it.
He's the mayonnaise, and they need some Chipotle aioli. They need some spice on that team.
That's exactly.
go.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
good way to put it.
I think, yeah.
Yeah. What's your hot take?
So mine's actually baseball, so it's not
Mm-hmm.
football, because I know you guys both just did that. So I'm a Red Sox fan, so I know you're a Red Sox fan too. You're not. You're a Cardinals fan, so you're not going to like this. But I think that Jarren Duran will get traded and needs to get traded. And I have my reasoning behind this. I love Jarren Duran. I literally waited out till 1 in the morning one time after a game to try to like meet him and get a photo with him. He did not end up coming out. It's really sad. But you look at our outfield. We have 4 key outfielders. Jarren Duran, obviously, our 2 Gold Glovers from last season, Ceddanne Rafaela and Wilyer Abreu, and then Roman Anthony, the new guy, who obviously got hurt and probably was going to do way better this season if he didn't get hurt, but we didn't get to see him, grow during the season. And honestly, if you're looking at that, you have the young guy, you have the 2 Gold Glovers, and then you have Jarren Duran. You got to trade.
He doesn't fit in.
You got to trade one of them because if you look at our infield, like if we re-sign Bregman, I'm thinking Bregman at first. You got Campbell at second, Story at third, Story at short, Meyer at third, right? So that's our infield. So you can't move Jarren Duran to the infield. I also don't think he would want that. He also probably doesn't want to be a DH, and obviously he's not a catcher. So there's no positions for him because our whole outfield is filled. Like, you need to get rid of him.
There's no place for him.
You need to. And also, this is probably he's like the perfect sell high candidate right now. Like, this is the time in his career. If we're going to get rid of Jarren Duran, do it right now because we could get the most. We get a pitcher. We need a pitcher. Trade him for a good pitcher. Which I would be so sad to see him go because I love Jarren Duran. But
you need a pitcher. We just traded y'all Sonny Gray.
No, I know, but just get another pitcher. You could always use another pitcher.
Always Sonny.
But I'm just saying, like, he's awesome, but he doesn't fit into our outfield at all because you're not going to get rid of a Gold Glover and you're not going to get rid of a guy you've brought through your whole farm system. And he's finally made it to the league.
I think it's time to move on.
Send him to the loo. All I'm saying.
I think
you guys can have him.
We'll take him. We'll take him.
I think
we'll
if we
gladly
don't get
take
rid of him in the offseason, we're going to trade him by the deadline unless he is having like an MVP 1 caliber season.
That'd be awesome.
But that's obviously not going to happen.
I'd argue you trade him this offseason.
That's what, no, I'm saying if that doesn't happen, he's going to be gone by the deadline unless he proves himself differently. But it's just like, who would you bench? Because none of those, I try to think of like, maybe you could move one of the 3 outfielders to DH, but you wouldn't do that because they're all defensive players. So it's like, I don't know what to do. Which is, it's really sad, but it's like, it has to happen.
Yeah. I get that. I mean, the Cardinals are in a similar situation. I mean, we got to shop off Nato. We're trying to shop off Donnie and all, like, rebuild. I understand where you're coming from. You just got to move on from the guys you like and keep up with the new kids.
It's sad because he loves Boston. Yeah. I think he loves Boston. I
really hope he'll like St. Louis.
I don't think that's where he would go.
Really hope he likes St. Louis.
I have like an odd feeling he's going to go to the Mets or the Yankees.
If he goes to the Cubs, I swear
he would not go to the Yankees. That would be.
Yeah.
He seems like that type of guy.
You never know. He'll probably just end up on the Dodgers with the other billionaires.
No.
I hate the Dodgers.
Well, that was all for our hot take section. We'll go back to break again, and then when we get back, we'll introduce a new segment coming up next. Welcome back. We're going to introduce a new segment today. This is the panic button segment. So at this point in the season for a lot of teams, it's time to start hitting the panic button. And this is really where we're going to discuss it. What teams or even what players should really push the panic button at this point in the season? Riley, we'll start it off with you.
I'm going to say the Buffalo Bills, and I'm not saying that just because I don't like them as a team themselves. I also don't like their quarterback that much. Josh Allen's not my favorite player. But if you think about it, we've seen them make it to the AFC Championship a lot in the past few years, and obviously the Chiefs are their kryptonite. They've stopped them almost every single time they've made it there. And just at this point, being able to watch the Buffalo Bills and watch Josh Allen progress through his years in the NFL, their Super Bowl window, I feel like, has closed, ultimately.
Really?
They lost Stephon Diggs to the Patriots, to their AFC East rival. Josh Allen, he did win MVP, but it doesn't seem like he's doing enough, just like we talked about with Jared Goff. I don't think he's doing enough to help the Bills get better. And I just don't think that they are going to get better at all, even though, like, I don't know. That's just...
So do you think that Josh Allen is the problem?
I think he contributes to the problem. I don't think he's...
You think if they moved on from Josh Allen at quarterback?
What has he done? He can't get past the AFC Championship.
It's not his fault. It's not his fault. The team that they've built around Josh Allen has won MVP.
I don't think he deserves.
Dude, he's Superman.
I don't like Josh Allen.
He's great.
Josh Allen, crazy.
Listen,
I love Josh Allen.
Josh Allen, sure, he makes reckless plays. That happens. Every quarterback does it, some more than others. But you cannot sit here and tell me that the Bills would be better without Josh Allen.
I
That is
just
an
think they're. I
absurd
just
thing
don't
to
think
say.
they're ever going to make it to the Super Bowl.
With Josh Allen?
Nope.
You think he's in
I
the same
think
boat
that
as?
I think that they had their chance and they missed it.
I agree with this.
So
I
that's
agree
why
with
I'm
that.
Okay,
saying.
I'm not
it's-
saying-
Well, okay. If they miss their chance to win the Super Bowl, then what's the point of keeping Josh Allen? Why not get rookie, younger pieces and ship him off somewhere else and start over? Because I feel like they missed their window. That's why I'm saying hit the panic button. Overall, over the past few seasons.
It's not him. It's not
Mm.
him. Who is he throwing to right now at wide receiver? Can you tell me the wide receiver one?
No.
It's Keon Coleman.
Okay.
Is that Khalil Shakir, really?
Or it is
he
Khalil
had
Shakir.
Shakir.
But he had
But tell me-
Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
And who caused that rift? Stephon Diggs.
But I'm
it's
just
not
saying.
it's not his fault. I will sit here and I will tell you, Josh Allen is not the reason that the Bills are not able to get over that window. Their coach sucks.
Oh yeah, I don't like
Sean
that coach at
McDermott?
all.
Sean McDermott is not a good coach.
No.
He has shown it in so many times. Their defensive coordinators aren't good. Their offensive coordinators aren't good. Their O-line isn't
Yeah,
good.
so click
Their
the
corners
panic button.
are washed. Click the panic button, but don't blame it on Josh Allen.
I think blaming it on
the
Josh
whole
Allen's
team.
crazy. I think
Blame
that's
it on
crazy.
Josh
Blame
Allen
it,
part of the
blame it
team.
on their objectively best player, who is the only reason.
Arguably
first
one of
all,
the best players of the last probably, I'd call it 5 years.
Yeah.
Since he was drafted. Josh Allen has been an absolute
He's-
stud
Yeah,
of a
but he hasn't made it to
superstar.
the Super Bowl yet, guys. I feel like
Okay,
that's a big
the
piece of
Chiefs
being a
went to the Super
superstar.
Bowl last year and they sucked.
But I feel like to be called a superstar, you need to at least make it to the Super Bowl.
So
at least one time.
do you think Lamar Jackson's a superstar?
He has not been playing good this season?
But
Like, they
yes-
have not
yes or
made it
no?
to the
Yes or
Super
no?
Bowl
Do you think
either.
He's
yes or
been
no? Do you
injured
think
half
Lamar
the
Jackson
season.
is a superstar?
I would say he's a really good player, but he hasn't made it to the
that's
Super
wild.
Bowl.
So you
Guys.
don't think that Lamar Jackson is a superstar, even though he is a top.
Have they made it to the AFC Championship?
Yes,
Once, right?
they still made it there. They still made it there. You cannot.
I just think at this point in time, they missed their window to make it to the Super Bowl. And Josh Allen either needs to move on or they need to get a new coach because I feel like there's a problem. I feel like there's a
Coach.
okay.
I don't disagree
feel like
that they
there's a
missed their
problem in
window.
Buffalo. There's a problem. There
Is a problem in Buffalo. They can't seem to win.
Yeah,
they
that's what I'm
can't
trying to
finish the
say.
game. This has been known for the last
aren't
few
they
seasons.
7-6? Or they're 8-4?
They're
Again,
8-5.
look at their receivers. They
That's
have
not
Keon
good.
Coleman and Khalil Shakir.
They literally
Dawson Knox,
okay,
for Christ's sake.
They had the
Dawson Knox is
AFC
good.
East.
I like Dawson Knox. Don't get me wrong. I like Khalil Shakir.
They
Well, I mean,
had
come on.
5 years of the Patriots sucking and the AFC East owning it to themselves, and they couldn't even use that to their advantage to make it to the Super Bowl.
No, I'm agreeing. Listen, I'm
just
agreeing.
Beat Patrick Mahomes. They couldn't even do that one time.
I'm agreeing with you that the Bills should press panic mode.
Yes.
But I'm telling you, it is not Josh Allen's fault. It is
You
not
have
his
to
fault.
give part blame to him. He's
How?
on the team.
Well, of course I would say give part blame to him. Of course he's the quarterback, but I'm not going to say it's his fault, that they are sucking. Not sucking, but that they're treading water. It's not his fault because he's a great quarterback. He's
partly his fault.
he is a top 3, arguably the best quarterback in the league right now.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Best
look,
quarterback in the league?
maybe not this season.
Maybe not this season, but I'm talking about
but
just by overall quarterback, skill, everything like that.
overall since he's been drafted, I would
would-
argue he's top
He's-
2.
I'd say he's been top 3 over the
Pretty
past
consistently.
5 years.
I mean, people would put Mahomes up there,
I would say I'd say Mahomes is the best, but
but that's so much stat
That's- of
padding.
course.
I mean, he's clearly hasn't been getting it done. I mean, they're not even looking at the playoffs right now.
But we're getting off topic.
Yes.
We're getting off topic.
I just think he needs to make it to the Super Bowl at least once in his career to be considered a very, very high caliber superstar quarterback. I understand right now in this period of time he's really good, but in the long run of all the quarterbacks ever, he doesn't even touch it because he's not a Super Bowl quarterback.
So do you think up until Matthew Stafford won a ring in Los Angeles that he wasn't a superstar quarterback?
He did get traded.
Superstars get traded all the time. What kind of
In my opinion, when I look at superstar, I think of you made it to the championship at least one time in your career. I feel like that needs to be a factor.
I don't think so.
That's just how I work.
All right.
That's just my opinion.
Anyway, moving on before we get too
okay.
deep into this because you're not budging, I'm not budging, whatever. I'm going to go ahead and say at this point of the season, we're going to keep it in the NFL. Chiefs need to push the panic button.
Bingo.
I mean, we hear this every year. Oh, they suck it at the start of the year. Oh, whatever. They're running out of time to turn that around. All right. There's only 5 games left in the season for them. They're sitting at 6-6 with a relatively tough schedule. There's 2 easy teams on this schedule. They have to play the Texans. They have to play the Chargers. They play the Titans. That should be an easy win. Then they have to play the Broncos on Christmas.
Yeesh.
That's going to be difficult for them.
Jeepers.
And then they end it with a trip to Vegas against the Raiders.
Oh, that's easy though.
But they need to push the panic button. They're in danger of finishing under 500 if they lose 3 of these games on this schedule. They could finish under 500, and you'd have to start raising a little bit of questions at that point if they miss the playoffs.
Good.
But okay, relax.
That's
But I think they should push the panic button at this point in the season.
I concur. My whole family, everyone who I know back home, they're all Chiefs fans, and it's been awful. You know,
rough.
dealing with them, just always winning, and then you get last year, they make it to the chip, and they lose to the Birds. I mean, thank God. But I mean, last year especially, they were so bad, and no one was putting it together. They won almost every single game by what was it? It was like 1 score.
It was,
Yeah.
And late in the game,
They were-
especially to real bad.
They were like
teams.
10-0 at one point.
Yeah,
but they were
it was
not
disgusting.
good
It was like
10-0.
watching the Steelers back in 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my God,
Yeah. I'd like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Blech.
They need to press the panic button. Mahomes has struggled a bit this season.
Did you see him? He came out and said we're like 1 play away from being the 1 seed or something in their division. He came out and had a quote. It was weird. It was
They've had
1
close
play every
games.
game.
They've had close games, but they just have. Not
I wouldn't
been,
say they're a bad team at all.
They've just.
I think they have weapons.
But they're not.
I
But
do.
they're not a great
They're not
team.
using it. No.
They're not a great team, and I think, of course, over the years, them losing a lot of their superstar players, and the receiving core this year is not that great. Travis Kelce, sorry, he's on the way out. He's washed. He's not good anymore.
Don't talk about Taylor Swift like that. Come on,
Their
dude.
best receiver at this
Brought
point
it
is
up.
just Rashee Rice.
Yeah.
Who didn't even play half the season.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm
So-
happy they're bad. So
Okay.
That's crazy, but all right.
It's your hot take.
Okay,
Your panic
my
button.
panic button, it's kind of obvious, but I mean, the Raiders and Titans need to figure it out. It's so embarrassing. Just as just a fan of the NFL, how do you have 1 win and 2 wins on the book? You are a professional football team. What are you doing? It makes no sense to me, and I think they need to just totally scrap everything and everyone they have on their team and just bring in UFL players. I mean, anything could be better than Cam Ward.
isn't
I
it
mean,
the XFL?
Whoa. Cam Ward, you're blaming Cam Ward?
I blame it everything.
I think they need to get rid of Pete
It is
Carroll.
not
Yeah,
Cam Ward's-
Pete Carroll's old.
Kick
Okay,
Pete
all right,
Carroll
we
out of
got to
there.
pick a team here.
Pete Carroll's old. He
Because-
kicks rocks.
Get rid of Pete Carroll.
I mean,
I think
when you have Geno Smith at quarterback,
Geno was balling
I
out last
think
couple
when-
seasons.
I think
I don't know about balling.
what about this
I don't
season?
know about
He
balling
has
out.
not been balling out.
I don't know about
He's
balling
been
out. But when
barely
he was on the
serviceable quarterback at
Seahawks, when he was
best.
in Seattle, he was looking good. You know, he had DK with him. He had Jason last year. He really had something special, I think, and they couldn't quite tap into that potential. Now he's in Vegas, and I'm a firm believer that there should be no professional teams in Vegas.
I just don't know why
That's
Tom
terrible.
Brady
But
wants to ever be a part of the Raiders organization. That's horrible. Why?
money. Money's money.
Also,
I
I
mean,
feel like ever since Pete Carroll didn't run the ball in the Super Bowl, he's just gone downhill. It's just not been a good coach.
he's old too. I mean,
Yeah,
but that's
I feel like
besides
you
the
just gotta
point.
get rid of
I think that, I don't even know what to think. I think it's embarrassing as an organization, and they need to, like you guys pick teams that are like 6-6. They're teetering on the verge of the playoffs. These guys are truly bottom of the barrel. I mean,
Well, the
they've
Jets.
been that way.
the Jets at
The
least
Jets are
have
their
3
own.
wins on their
The
belt.
Jets are their own category.
The Jets have been the Jets.
It's hard to put them in the panic button category when they've been in the panic button for their entire
Yeah.
existence after Joe Namath.
Pretty
That's, I mean,
Yeah.
but
I don't know.
It's interesting because the Raiders and the Titans haven't been good for
They haven't been.
Well, the
a few
Titans.
years. The Titans
They
were the
were-
1 seed about
Yeah.
Three
With
years
Derrick
ago.
Henry.
But with Derrick Henry.
And Julio Jones.
And Mike Vrabel.
I'd say Julio Jones is the.
I mean,
I was
I
going
don't
to
know
say
why they got rid of
firing
Mike
Mike Vrabel
Vrabel.
was a terrible idea because then you've been just going
Yeah.
through head coaches that don't perform,
Yeah.
and then inevitably, I just saw a report that they're reportedly even there might be like ponderings that they might take a quarterback in this next draft.
after taking 2 quarterbacks back-to-back years.
Doesn't one of their quarterbacks eat mayo and
Yeah,
Will
Will
Levis.
Levis, dude. Mayo in his car.
But-
I'm telling you,
It's
they need to
disgusting.
figure it out.
But you don't.
That's
But
crazy.
you don't go back. You have to realize that at a certain point that quarterback's not the issue
It's not.
because Cam Ward is a great quarterback, but the team around him
There is no team around him. They have nothing.
Exactly.
They
If you could say
nothing.
team around him, it is awful. He has no support.
Nothing.
Run game is terrible. They have Tony Pollard running the ball.
I
Who's he
traded for him
passing to?
No one.
Couldn't even name one. They're just not playing good.
Yeah.
They're not drafting well. They're not getting any big names in free agency because they don't have an environment in.
They don't have anyone to trade.
They don't have anyone to trade. No one wants to go there because of the reputation that
Yeah.
they've had for the past couple of years. They traded A.J. Brown. They traded Derrick Henry. They couldn't capitalize
A.J. Brown
off
wants
of
to get
Ryan
traded now.
Tannehill
I mean,
a few years ago.
Ugh, Tannehill.
They're
yeah.
just not a team that has any sort of future within the next 10 years.
No. And I think
They're in danger of, honestly, I could say that they're in danger of
Relegation.
relocation. Okay, not regulation. Or
That'd be
relegation.
I feel like
relegation.
I wouldn't say relegation, but I could say possibly relocation.
I've
if
talked about this so
support
much.
just dwindles.
I feel like they have such a good area to actually like market off of.
Nashville, Vegas,
Like,
phenomenal cities. I don't
You could do
I don't support
so
teams in
much.
Vegas, but it's a phenomenal city and the fan base is real strong.
Debatable. I'm talking about the Titans. I feel like they could do so much more with the marketability of Nashville with like music and all of the history that's there, and I feel like they fail to do nothing.
I think that's an
They don't do-
interesting.
They
I
could
never
do
really looked
so
at it like
much.
That. I agree with this.
Just think about that.
I
You
really
think
do.
when you look at the Titans, do you think of music and like Nashville?
no.
No, you think of that they
They're
suck.
the Tennessee Titans. What the hell's in Tennessee? I mean, come on.
Because the Nashville Predators, I
Knoxville,
feel like
come
they
on.
do like an okay job with it,
The
but
Preds, yeah.
the Titans could do so much better.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what I got.
Well, wrapping up there with the Titans and Raiders. That's going to do it for today's show. We'll see you next year. Thank you for watching Around the Acorn. I've been Charlie Eldridge, joined by Griffin Scissors and Riley Marchand. Thank you so much for tuning in, and have a happy holidays.